Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio, and it's Tuesday, which means it's time for I Saw It on Pinterest. This, I think, is my favorite day of the week. Today, we are going to attempt this beautiful little piece of ephemera that is by, and I know I'm going to totally destroy this name, Cynkowe Poletko. And I am going to adapt it to my journal that I am going to take to Alaska with me. So I hope you'll join me in putting this little piece together, and we'll work on it and see how it comes out, and hopefully we'll get something something similar and do this beautiful piece that she has done justice. So let's get started and see where we're going to go from here. So I pulled out some papers that I want to use to kind of recreate the piece that will adapt it to my journal that I'm making for my Alaska trip. And if you remember, this is the cover, and there is a video for this. And so, of course, you know, my finished piece is going to be a little bit different than this piece is, because I'm focusing on the layout more than you know, what the actual elements of the piece are. So what I have is I have a map of Alaska. I have this hotel receipt because, you know, we're going to Seattle first, so we will be staying in a hotel. I've got this map. I've got this piece, and this is a digital, and I will have to link in the description box who it is, because I forgot to do that, and I apologize. And I have some book page here, and it is from the same book as this map is from, and it's from a an agricultural yearbook, and they had a section on agricultural experiments in Alaska, and so that's where I pulled this book page from. This is kind of my template, because this is an actual page that was in this book, and so I know that's what my overall size needs to be. And then I've got some coffee dye paper that I'm going to use to kind of back the policy envelope, because I'm going to make it, I believe, out of this book page, and I need it to be a little bit stronger than what it is. So let's work on the policy envelope first, and get it ready. Okay, so if I rip it down both sides of where the writing, and actually I'm not going to rip it. I think I'm going to cut it, because I want that to be my envelope. I believe. So I hope everybody's had a good start to their week. Mine has been okay. Okay, so let me think about this. So when I fold my envelope, and actually I may not have to cut this at all, because when I fold my envelope, it's going to be like this, And actually, I'm going to turn it the other way since that's a half a page. It's going to be like this. So let's see what my overall needs to be here. This is going to be the size of my back card. So we want it to be smaller than that. So yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more off that. Sorry, I'm just kind of winging this. All right, so if we do this now, I don't want it to be too small because I want to be able to slip things down in it. So that's why I'm debating. I think that's going to be okay. So let's put this on this piece of, I'm going to trim the bottom off. I want the top because I want to keep, you know, where it says the Alaska and stuff. So I'm going to trim the bottom just a tad. I'm sorry if I'm off screen when I'm doing that, but I'm just basically putting it through my paper trimmer there. All right, so let's glue that down. Make sure that I'm doing it on the right side here. Yes, that is the right side. Okay. Now we're cooking, maybe. We had a rainy day today, but it's sunny now. It sure did rain all day. But that's okay. I guess that's a good thing in the spring for it to rain, for all the flowers and the trees. Our dogwoods are bloomed and they are beautiful. I think they're really gonna be pretty this year. They're bloomed a little early. My daffodils have been gone. They bloomed a month ago. They were way early. But I have a feeling that they have been in the ground a long time. They were here when we moved in, and my house was originally built in 1920. And so I think they've been here a long time, so they're very mature, and so they come up early every year. But this year it seems like they were particularly, I can't talk today, early. All right, so there's that. Get that smoothed down. Let's see if my scraper's in here. Nope. Of course not. There it is. This is the Tim Holtz scraper that's supposed to be used to clean your glass mat when there's something stuck on it, which I do that, but it also makes a great smusher downer. That's a technical term for those of you not aware. Smusher downer. Okay, I'm going to give that just a minute to dry. And I'm going to also mount this one, and I want this one to be mounted on here to stiffen it up, because this is my back journal card. And I believe I'm going to mark this first. Pencil, pencil, pencil. I'm just going to draw a line where I want to cut, because I'm going to be sure and get the whole map on there. Okay, it's not perfect, but it gives me a good enough guideline that I can cut it. And again, I'm just over to the side of my paper cutter. I'm not sure that that shows up on camera. And that was nowhere close. I need a new blade. It's making little fuzzies. Sometimes when your blade, I don't know if you all have experienced this, but if you're cutting old papers and your blade is not really sharp, it makes little fuzzies on the edge of your paper, which sometimes it's not a bad thing. Like in this particular case, I don't really care because I want it to look kind of tattered anyway. But you can see all those little pieces right there. All right, so I want this to be up in this corner so that it looks good on the back side. Get this glue down. Okay, give it a little smoosh. And a cut. So that's our back piece. So we're going to, that's great scrap to keep right there. So I'm going to round the edges and ink it up. And I think I'm going to do 1/2 inch. Give it a nice round edge. Now I'm going to use some vintage photo on it. Glue book here so I don't get, ooh, that's going to be really dark. This is vintage. Maybe I've got the wrong, I think I have the wrong dauber there. Sometimes on these papers you have to be really careful about how they'll take distress ink, because they will really get dark on you. Especially this is kind of that older slick paper. And so it has a tendency to take the ink really well. So you have to be careful. Okay, and then on the outer edge, I'm going to use the walnut stain, which is the first dauber that I got. I'm almost sure. And give it a darker edge. And on this side. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my script stamp that I thought, oh, there it is. I was like, I thought I brought it over here. This is Tim Holtz, and it is number. It's a ledger script, and it's CMS 241. CMS 241. And I am using Coffee Archival ink. And I'm going to press it just in some of these kind of blank areas. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some antique linen and just some of these places that are pretty white. I'm going to just kind of take them down a notch or two so they're not so white. And I might add, do some, you know, dabbing into some distress oxide. In the blue areas, maybe give it a little bit of an ocean color. I think that might look good. Let me go get something to do that. Hold what you got for just a second. Okay, I've got some broken china here. And I've also got some speckled egg. I'm going to spray a little water. Kind of rub my fingers through it a little bit. Spread it out. Not even kind of bring them together. And then I'm just going to turn this over and try to hit where the water might be. And I'm not worried about it being perfect. Just trying to get some color on there. get it to run a little bit. Okay. And I might do the same thing with some finished photos. So I'm going to just wipe that off with a rag. Comes right off. And then we're going to do the same thing, and let's do some finished photo. Again, rub my fingers through it. And I didn't put a whole lot of ink there because I don't want too much. This time I'm trying to go like where the land is, more than the water. Okay. Like that. And again, just wiping it off. Now, that's our back piece. So we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to go back to our policy pocket and see if I can figure out how to fold this and make this work. And hopefully I can do this. I don't make these that often. So I'm going to cut off my extra here. Alright, so I want to fold this into thirds. Where's my template? I think I want to cut this off just a little bit more, to be honest. I think it's still just a little bit wide. And of course I covered up my cutter, so now I'm having to shift everything around. Okay, so we're going to fold this. This is pretty strong book page, so I'm hoping it's not going to crack too bad. All right, and then we will fold the top or the bottom. Or do I want that to be the top? Because I don't want... I may do it like this. And the reason I say that is because I have something to go on the front of it, which is really the back of it. And I don't want this writing to be upside down. So I think I'm going to do... This is going to be the top. And this is going to be the bottom. Okay. Now, I'm going to pinch this together. I hope. I've got that pretty sturdy with that book page and that tea-dyed paper on there. And I'm going to round that corner. And then I'm going to cut away my two sides. So I'm going to cut here and here. And I'm going to cut here at a slight angle. Make sure I'm cutting this the right way. And then I'm going to cut here. Confusing myself. At a slight angle. Nope. Okay. And the reason I did that is so you can reach down in there to get things, and that did not glue well right there, to get things in and out of the pocket. Okay, and then down at the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut here. And cut an angle. And I'm going to cut here. And cut an angle. And then when we fold it together, I have taken out the bulk and made my little envelope. Okay, so let's ink that. And I know it looks weird right now because this print's upside down, but I'm going to fix that. Let's keep my scraps cleaned up here. Okay, so let's take Vintage Photo. Make sure we get the right little guy here. Put my pen in my glue, maybe. Get this good and grubbed up. I know inking is boring, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I'm sure some of you have read where a lot of the sellers on Etsy are on strike this week and have put their shops on vacation. My shop is not on vacation. I'm not participating. So if there's something you want, it is available and it will get shipped as soon as you order it, as always. I'm not in total agreement with the reasons that they're striking, so I have chose to not do so. Being someone that works outside of the home and only doing this on a part-time basis, and seeing firsthand the increase in the cost of doing business, due to fuel, shipping cost, you know, all the different things that are involved. I can't say that, you know, I'm against what they're doing. You know, not, at least not as far as increasing their fees, because let's be honest, everybody is increasing everything, and they have just as much right to do what they feel is necessary to, you know, keep their margins the same as everybody else does. So, you know, I'm not going to trade my loyalty to you guys as my customers to support, you know, support the strike. So, if there is something that you want in my shop, it is, like I said, available and will be shipped as soon as you order it. So, enough said about that. Okay, I'm going to take this, like I said, I can't remember whose digital this is, but I will put it in the description box. But I'm going to put it here because I like it. And it's my journal. Okay, so if I cut it down that pink line, I hope to see a bear, just not too close up. We have black bears here. We actually saw one in our back field not too long ago, which was very unexpected, but it was also kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on. As long as he stays back there in the backfield and not in my backyard, then I'm okay with it. Oh, what am I doing? I have to glue this shut first, right? Duh. Alright, so I'm gluing on this edge and this edge. Now, I'm going to glue this. Or do I want my flap up first and then glue this? No, I think I want my flap to show. And I still have this a little wide, but that's okay. I'll trim it once I get it on here. Okay. I'll put a little bit more vintage photo. Okay, let's glue our bottom up. I'm going to do it with our glitter glue. I can never get edges with glue stick. I don't know what my deal is. I think I worry too much about getting it on my table, which is why I have a glue book, right? All right, so now we have our cute little policy envelope. And we're going to put our little pieces to wrap our string around. Let me get my string here. And I went ahead and made those. And all I did was I took two pieces that are like the back of like a notebook, you know, the cardboard pieces. And I put two of those together. And then I poked a hole and put this tiny, golly, I've gotten my hands grubby already. And put this tiny eyelet in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually glue the eyelet on. I'm not going to poke it through or anything. I'm just going to glue it on because since there are two of them, I can wrap my string in between. So I'm going to take a piece of string here before I wrap it down so I can get down in there. Good. If I can get it apart. Oh, come on. Let me try this one. There we go. I'll show you on this one just because I can get it apart right now. And put your string in between the two. And tie a knot. Maybe if your hands work better than mine. It's becoming difficult with all the glue and the gunk on my hands. Man, I've really gunked it up today. Okay, so now we have that on, and then I'm just gonna pull a good length of that. And then this one I'm going to glue up here. See if I can get that apart. There we go. I mean, it's not glued together, so I don't know why it's being so difficult. I'm sure it's operator error. Okay, so I want to glue this one here. I think I'm going to use 3-in-1 on that since 3-in-1 seems to do a little bit better when you have metal involved. I'll hold this up so I can see the middle, if you don't mind. Okay, and then the other one that we have the string on, I think I'm going to put about right there. Try to get those even. All right, so there is our policy envelope done. Okay, so our next piece is, let's see how this is going. Okay, so this is dry now. And I still want this over here to be a little darker. So we're gonna do a little bit more inking here. This didn't come out as dark as I wanted either, but I think it's okay. May just kind of dab it a little bit with the okay. All right, so now let me look here at what we need to do. Okay, so now all we have to do is our journal card, which I am going to use that piece of map, that little map. What did I do with it? Missing in action. Okay, where'd you go? And how far could that piece have gone when I've been sitting right here? Well, guys, I have no idea what I have done with that card. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. It was under my book cover. Were you screaming that it was over there? Okay. Actually, I'm going to cover the back of that, I think. And I'm going to use the original book page from this book. And I'm going to put that right on the back. And I'm using art glitter glue because this card is one of the Tim Holtz cards. And it's kind of slick. And so I just don't trust glue stick to hold it. And I'm hoping that I can get this one here and it not be too wrinkly or bubbly. But even if it is, you know, I don't mind that because I want a more vintage look anyway. So, grungy vintage. Oops, see, I even ripped a hole in it. And I don't mind. Although it can't stay that color. We'll just grunge it up a little bit. It's right on the edge anyway. Okay. So we'll cut around this. Yeah, this paper is really brittle. So that's one reason I didn't mind taking the book apart, because the book itself was in really poor condition. The cover especially, the spine was really bad. So salvaged what I could from it, and we will reuse it however we can. Bending the edges, get some wrinkles because the edges are the first thing that get boogered up. Okay, so there's my little journaling card. Whoops. Alright, so let's now put everything together. So we've got our policy envelope that we can wrap our string around, and I will wrap it around a couple of times and then cut off the excess. I know I cut it too long, which I would rather have it too long and cut it off than not long enough. Alright, so we'll cut that off about right there. And we're going to put this on here. And then for the little pieces that she has, these little pieces here, what I have is I have a compass, which this is a Tim Holtz piece. So I'm going to put a compass on here. And then I have, this is a stamp that I have that are the phases of the moon. So I'm going to put that on there. And then this is a stamp of a clock. And I'm going to put it up in this corner. Get it turned around the right way, because that will drive me nuts if it's not. And then our journal card will tuck right behind here. And she has this beautiful clip up here at the top. Sorry, I'm trying to get you where you can see it. And I don't have anything like that, but I do have this one because I love these. And I think this is 49th and Market. So I'm going to put that clip up there. And that way, if it will serve two purposes, it'll kind of hold this journal card in place. And it will allow me to have a clip that if I want to clip something, you know, behind the clip, like if I, you know, get a ticket stub or something that I want to clip in there, on there, I can do that. So, all right, so I'm trying to decide where to place this. All right, so I'm going to glue this here and here. Let me take this card off, and I'm going to glue it down accidentally. So we're going one long edge and across the bottom. And before I do that, no, they're on top. start to say before I do that, I better do the other things, but they're on the bottom, however the clock is behind. So I'm going to do the clock just half, so that the of course I did the wrong half. Need to do, let me wipe that off. Need to do this half. I don't like the way I wrap that. You would think, there we go, that I wouldn't make something so easy, so complicated, but leave it to me. Okay, so now let's put my compass on here. And my moon phases. I just think that's a really cool stamp, and it came in one of my Cray monthly boxes. It was a rubber stamp that was included in one of those. Okay, and then the clip here. Actually, it's with the journal card in first. So the journal card will go in like so. And then we have the clip. And there we go. I think that turned out pretty cute. So I've got a little envelope to store stuff in. I can put stuff under the clip. I can journal on the back of this card, and I can journal on the back of that card. Oh, come on. So when I put it in the book, I could also, you know, flip these down, and it wouldn't be as bulky if I choose to do that. But I think they'll be okay up, because I'm not going to put a ton of pages in this, because it is just for, you know, a trip. And so it won't be too terribly thick. And I think it looks really cool sticking out the top. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I will post, there's the inspiration picture, and there's my finished piece, and I may find a sentiment or something to go down here, and I think I may add some stamping here too, but I will post the finished one along with the inspiration at the end of the video. So I hope you guys like that. That was a fun one. I really enjoyed it. And I will be back on Thursday for Marguerite Miller weekly challenge, and I hope you'll join me then. And thanks for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you hit the little bell, that'll notify you when I have a new video. And if you liked what you saw today, please give it a big thumbs up. And I will see everybody on Thursday. Hugs.